Spoilers for Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon follow. You have been warned.
Will I be remembered as a good king, Lionel?
Your Grace?
What will they say of me when the histories are written? I have neither fought nor conquered, nor suffered any great defeat.
Some might call that good fortune.
It hardly makes a good song, does it? To be sung at feasts in 100 years. 500.
You have carried King Viserys' legacy and kept the realm strong. Is it not better to live in peace than to have songs sung after you are dead?
Perhaps. There is a part of me wishes I'd been tested. I often think that in the crucible, I may have been forged a different man.
Many that are tested only wish to have been spared it.
King Viserys I ruled until he was around 60 to 70 years old and was the final dragon rider of Balerion, the Black Dread, as a young man. Now I'm going to be going off of the show's series of events and characterization. If you want the book version, because they are very different, I suggest somewhere else. Maybe someday I'll actually read something. Here in the show, Viserys led the realm, continuing the peace that his grandfather, King Viserys, ruled over for 60 years, giving him the name King Viserys the Peaceful. After the death of his father, Balon, a great council of lords was gathered by King Viserys, sensing a civil war brewing at Harrenhal, which then elected Viserys heir instead of Princess Rhaenys. Rhaenys was daughter of Aemon Targaryen, who was older than Balon, Viserys' father, meaning that one line of succession after the king's death would be to her. But the lords chose a different path, instead choosing the only male heir and son of the younger Balon Targaryen, therefore giving her the nickname the Queen That Never Was. Viserys became king, and his cousin wife Aemma Arryn attempted to birth a male heir to keep precedent with what the council chose at Harrenhal, but they were only successful of having a daughter who was born before the council even selected him, Princess Rhaenyra. He then declared that she is the rightful heir after the death of his wife and newborn son. This choice was one which would plunge the realm into turmoil, war, and pain for his family. King Viserys himself is wounded by the Iron Throne over and over again, hands, arms, and back, with his body not able to heal the wounds or kill the infection. The throne may be cursed or poisoned. The curse theory is one that many in the fandom believe, with Robert Baratheon even dying tragically as king, though it was sort of set up by the Lannisters. His brother Stannis quoted as saying from the books, "Have you ever seen the Iron Throne? The barbs along the back, the ribbons of twisted steel, the jagged ends of swords and knives all tangled up and melted? It is not a comfortable seat, sir. Aerys cut himself so often that men took to calling him King Scab, and Maegor the Cruel was murdered in that chair, by that chair, to hear some tell it. It is not a seat where a man can rest at ease. Ofttimes I wonder why my brothers wanted it so desperately." From A Storm of Swords. With this, he surprisingly survives a long time, even enough time to remarry within this universe's, not the books, his daughter's best friend and daughter of his hand, Alicent Hightower of Oldtown. With Alicent, Viserys has 4 children: Aegon, Aemond, Helena, and Daeron, who we haven't met in the show as of recording. Now, with male heirs, the realm sees the succession going to his first male heir, Aegon II, considering precedent, but Viserys reaffirms that his daughter Rhaenyra is the heir, including showing up in person in his super frail state, calling this matter to be settled. Rhaenyra, feeling her succession being secure, returns to her home at Dragonstone, but very soon Viserys passes away, with his final breaths speaking of Aegon, the prince that was promised. Now this could be interpreted by Alicent, willfully on her part, that it means her son should be king, while Rhaenyra does have a child as well named Aegon with Daemon, who the king just met the other day. Rhaenyra sees his final words as just the story that he told her about, possibly just a fairy tale, to later be forgotten through the lines of kings, which we may see here in the show. The show presents the men of the realm as fast-acting to war, with the women being more tempered, which is definitely a trait of King Viserys. He was known as a kind and peaceful person, forgiving and able to be swayed by reason. Fond of Valyrian history, he studied his ancestors and old Valyria. But in his last day, even with how weak he was, he showed everyone the cost of the crown and his passion for settling the matter. It is said that good men are not the best kings, especially in Westeros. This is a realm where certain realities are bound to happen. Actions need to be taken. Some would say only cruelty may reign. But even with Viserys keeping the peace for as long as he could, his actions, sadness, loneliness, and desperation to feel good for himself are the reason why thousands are going to die in his family's name. He is so willfully blind to the happenings of his family, possibly due to his constant pain and anguish, and for the inner turmoil of losing his wife and true love, thinking about her constantly. It is quite a sad story, really. We always want the good guy to prevail and have a cherished legacy. But unfortunately for Viserys, his legacy is marked by turmoil, bloodshed, and greed. Viserys the Peaceful, father of the war children. Was Viserys at fault for the Dance of Dragons? Could he have made different decisions that could have saved the realm and could have pushed peace for centuries to come? Let me know your thoughts down below on King Viserys, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and anything else really. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. It really does help the channel get pushed out to new people. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.